yung kwan ng mga matatanda noon, yung langgam. Pag ang langgam nagkakaroon sila ng reaksyon na nagdadala na sila ng pagkain pataas. Isa yan sa isa na yan doon sa paniniwala ng mga matatanda noon na mayroong nakaambang isang kalamidad.
We want to be able to identify the areas that will be affected, how much flooding will happen, and this can only be achieved with science being involved in the project.
Yung BRB2 project, it actually envisioned setting up household or home-based early warning stations. And the idea was to really mobilize community volunteers in several barangays across several municipalities of Camarines Sur.
Ang community participation ay kailangan para sa anumang proyekto. Kagaya ng BRB2 project, importante na ang komunidad o ang mga tao sa komunidad ay maging involved sa pagmamanage nga ng manual rain gauges.
The important information we have to get would be the amount of rain falling within the watershed, and this is why we monitor rainfall on a daily basis, and having 20 volunteers doing this for us. What we want would be to scatter throughout the watershed our observation points. And this includes downstream areas of rivers, upstream or upland areas are represented within these 10 sites, urban as well as rural areas.
Tapos tinuro nila sa akin kung paano ko paano tamang pag-reading ng rain gauge at saka yung mechanics nito kung paano ko makakapag-transmit doon sa UP, doon sa center para makulate yung lahat ng data na naisasubmit ng may rain gauge. Then after na makabitan ako noon, siguro kung mga 1 week nagsimula na yung magpadala ako ng data.
From the volunteer, rain gauge volunteer, yung mga information nila, binibigay nila daily, pumapasok doon sa software, sa ATM, na dinevelop nila ni Dr. David, sa UP Leads. And then, pag meron tayo nakikitang scenario na may possibility of flooding, so yung warning natin, binabato din natin doon sa mga rain gauge volunteer. Pinuprovide natin yan sa media through the radio, DWNX, and then PDCC, yung Provincial Disaster Coordinating Council. Yan ang pinaka-amas sa atin na ma-provide.
Nako-question namin kung magbabaha ng malaki doon. Nagre-report kami sa munisipyo na may flood na mangyayari dahil doon nga sa pagmomonitor ng rain gauge namin. Kaya kumbaga yung early warning doon sa mga areas na mababa na ipapaabot namin.
Anihan na noon. Kaya lang ang iba hindi pa gaanong hinug ang palay. Nagkaroon na sila ng forced harvest. Madalian na yung kanilang nung sabi ko, baka kako bukas, makalawa, tataas na ang tubig natin kasi kako malalaki ang malalaki ang nai-register sa natin sa rain gauge.
Magandang naging strategy ng proyektong ito ay ang makikipag-partner sa mga lokal na gobyerno. Kailangan ito para sa sustainability ng proyekto dahil sila yung body or institution na kumbaga makakapag-institutionalize ng ganitong proyekto.
And this openness for collaboration shares expertise, no? So it's also decentralizing our whole idea of who the experts are in terms of disaster risk reduction. That expertise may not only rest, no, on natural scientists, nor at the community development professionals, but it's a shared knowledge and it's a shared competency among the various collaborating agencies and institutions.
In order to sustain this, we have to tap local institutions and partner with them. So in the Bicol Risk GIS, we have institutions that would be engaged in studying the three components of disaster risk, namely hazard, exposure, and vulnerability. The host is the Ateneo de Naga University, and they are inclined to focus on exposure and vulnerability analysis assessment. On the other hand, we have the TPC, the Typhoon Preparedness Center, who will be tasked to handle hazard science.
The advantage of putting out a localized advisory for, say, Camarines Sur is to provide them with a more up-to-date information on where the typhoon is going. And also the hazard brought about by approaching typhoons, which includes floods, high winds, storm surge, and landslides, are more defined on those local warnings.
Pag nagbigay tayo ng information, down to the anong particular na municipality ang tatamaan nitong baha na ito ay may isasabi natin. Kasi meron tayong data na galing mismo doon sa mga rain gauge volunteer natin.
Maybe we should change volunteer into a more formal setup. If I'm a volunteer, pwede rin naman ako hindi magte-text kasi voluntary nga eh. So, maybe we can provide some honorarium with the persons who monitor the rain gauges and execute an MOU with the barangay LGUs where the rain gauges are located.
We were only able to interact with communities that will generate the early warning information, or those who will receive this amount of rain and will generate rainfall data for monitoring. But those communities who are recipients, or supposed to be the recipients of this information, those who will evacuate after 2 hours, the communities that will be affected by floods, no, are not yet part of the whole network. So I think in the future, no, as we move or as we replicate the same efforts of BRB2 in other areas, I think it's most important to include these recipient communities as part of the information network for early warning.
Mahalaga din na ituring ang mga tao sa komunidad na hindi lang bilang biktima ng isang disaster, kung hindi mapaunlad din ang kanilang kaalaman para makakilos sila kung ano man ang sitwasyon na kanilang hinaharap.
No, we dream, no, we hope that the volunteers for the home-based early warning system installed in Camarines Sur will not remain as volunteers, no, but as active actors or active collaborators in doing disaster risk reduction at the community level or even at the municipal or provincial levels. So this space of them communicating disaster information such as rainfall data, no, can at least facilitate further participation or involvement in community-based disaster risk reduction.